Hello there, it is me, Tarman, and welcome back. Today we're going to be painting some ratlings. So let's hop into this. So this is the kit we are going to be painting today. These two little ratlings enjoying some nice grub. So here it is. I've already went ahead and put it together. These guys are not attached, but first thing we're going to do is prime this base black, and including these guys, and I'm gonna spray these guys with a dust of white on the top. So next time you see them, it will be black and primed. And here we are. This is all nice and primed black, but it's not gonna stay black. And I have the two little ratlings ready to go. But we're gonna start with the base first. The first thing we're gonna do is dry brush this whole terrain a dark gray, and we're just going to keep dry brushing it to a lighter gray. So first things first, dark gray. And there we are. It is all a dark gray. So now we're going to start dry brushing lighter grays, and I think I'm just going to go up 2 tones, so just a medium gray and then a really light gray just to hit the highlights. So yeah, let's do that. And then here we are. Everything's nice and dry brushed. So the first thing we're going to start picking out is all the sandbags. And we're going to start off with this. And here we are. I did paint more. I painted the little turkey and the little pie right there and some corks. Just the same color. Now we're just going to mix a little bit of white in that tan and highlight it. So we're just going to dry brush over it. So let's do that. And there we are. Now we're going to hit it one more time with one color, but we're just going to lightly go over it. We're going to hit it with this. We're going to dry brush that. And there we are. So now we're going to move on to the crate. We're just going to paint that a green. The green we're going to be using is this. And there we are. I also painted the grenades in there too. Now the next thing we're going to do is pick out some brown bits. So I'm going to paint the turkey and this and the water bottle there. Two different browns that I have. So the turkey is going to be this, and the little leather pouch and the other stuff will be this. And there we are. Now the next thing I'm going to do is pick out that fridge in the back. I'm just going to paint it white, and I'm going to paint the coffee cup white too as well. So, yeah. And there we are. I took Blood Angel's Red and picked out that apple, and I just took the brown I used to paint the turkey and added in that coffee in there. So the next thing we're going to do is do some silvery bits before we hop over to the bottles. So we're going to pick out all the little nice silvery bits, and we're going to use this. And there we are. But before we pick out the bottles, I want to pick out all the shell casings first. And we're going to use this. And there we are. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to start picking out these bottles. We're going to add in a reflection, whoa, with this. And then we're going to go over it with this. And there we are. See, there's the reflection in the bottles. That's it. So really the last thing to do is just put a wash over it, over the entire thing. And the wash we're going to be using is my concoction, Old Reliable. And there we are. So that's done. Now let's hop over to these two, and I'm going to be painting them the exact same way. So yeah, so I'm probably going to hop back and forth to both of them. So first thing we're going to do is pick out all the green, and the green we're going to be using is the same one that we used to paint the crate. This one. And there we are. But now we're going to pick out the grain for the gun. I'm going to use this. And there we are. But now we're going to pick out a shirt. I'm just going to mix a white with the green that we used to brighten it up. And I'm also going to use that to highlight as well. So, yeah. And then there we are. Now we're going to pick out a little bit of a gray for the gun and probably some other things too. We'll figure that out as we go. And the gray we're going to be using is this. And there we are. Now we're going to pick out a brown, which will be his belt and their gun holsters. And the brown we're going to be using is this. And there we are. Now we're going to use a darker brown and pick out a couple more bits. We're going to use this. And there we are. Now we're going to pick out some black bits, which is probably just one little thing like on him, which is going to be his knife and maybe some bits on his gun. And we're going to use this. And there we are. Now we're going to pick out some silvery bits, and we're going to use this. And there we are. Now we're going to pick out the little sausages, and we're going to start off with this. And then we're going to hit it with a little bit of this. And there we are. So before we paint the skin, we're going to put a wash over these guys, and we're going to use the same wash I used last time to paint the base. This. And there we are. Now we're going to pick out the skin, and we're going to be using these two to do it. This is the base, and this is the highlight. And there they are. So last thing to do is just glue it together, and that's pretty much it. Well, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I definitely enjoyed painting this little figure. I think it was fun. It was a gift for me, given to me by one of my friends, and I enjoyed painting this. But without further ado, enjoy this little montage of these hobbits.